guys, it is a Sunday morning and I've decided I'm going to film a reading vlog because all through this week what's really helped is reading. So I've been reading quite a bit and I thought, you know what, let's carry on this streak and do a reading vlog. So the books I've been reading, the first one is When in Rome by Sarah Adams. This one I started yesterday. This book really isn't my typical kind of genre I'd read for, but I did watch a video of someone reviewing it and it did sound interesting, so I thought, you know what, might as well just go out my comfort zone. Because, well, I wouldn't say it's out my comfort zone, but I'm not really into kind of lovey-dovey romantic stuff. But yeah, had an interesting concept to it, so I thought, you know what, I'm gonna give it a try. I believe this is young adults, and yeah, it's quite a short book. It's not actually that long. And then, if you've watched my vlogs, recent vlogs, you know I've been rereading the David Cameron for the record. But yeah, I'm currently on this one. I'm currently on page 345, and then this one I'm on page 20. So the plan today, I am going out later, or hopefully I'm going out later if I'm feeling any better. But the plan is to maybe get most of this done or even finish it, to be fair. This one to get halfway, there's no way I'm going to actually finish this one. But I've gone through it quite quickly, to be fair, even though it's quite thick. And then maybe to start a new book depending on how far I get through both of these two. So yeah. So this Fitbit strap is actually starting to irritate my skin. When I wear it in the daytime, it itches, and when I decide to actually sleep with it, it's 10 times worse. So when I get paid next week, I'm gonna have to either switch it to a fabric one, which isn't the best for workouts unless I interchange them, or buy a third party one, because Fitbit do not have an hyperallergenic band, which is weird in a way, because they should at least offer bands. But the problem with third party ones is hit and miss. Sometimes they'll attach, sometimes they won't, but it's getting on my nerves, to be fair, because I'm getting rashes. Yesterday I had to wear it on my left arm, which I prefer wearing watches on my right arm, because I had a proper red rash, red raw rash. So I didn't want to then put the band back on that arm, so I put it on my left arm. So it's I don't want to keep switching on. I'd rather just have a band that isn't going to irritate my skin. So, but apparently this is a problem that a lot of Fitbits have, where their bands are actually irritating people's skin. You didn't know what to sort it out, but apparently not. Last Fitbit I had, which was years and years ago, I never had this problem. I don't even remember what Fitbit it was. It was one of those basic ones. It wasn't like a smartwatch design, because they didn't exist then anyway. But I never had that issue, and I've never had that issue with the third party tracker. Well, not a third party, it's more of not a big brand tracker. So I don't know what this band is actually made from. I really dislike Noah. I am straight in it. I really do not like this character. I don't want to give too much spoilers or anything like that, but he's very. I hate people who are really judgmental on other people from what they've heard and what they've seen without actually knowing that person. And yeah, I don't like that kind of thing. So I do not like Noah so far. He's very judgmental, but I mean, I'm gonna assume there's gonna be some character development, but he's gonna change his mind and everything. But still, I hate that kind of personality where people are so quick to judge. And they put their own kind of, their own kind of thoughts. They make up their own thoughts that they have on this person without knowing them in person, if that makes any sense. So I'm like, no, that's not how you do it. So I kind of dislike his character at the minute. But yeah, as I said, it's probably going to change. 1 February bold eye makeup look. This is the Shock palette by Makeup Revolution. You've probably heard the debate in the UK. I don't know if you can get Jaffa Cakes anywhere else in the world, but Jaffa Cakes, there's always a debate whether are they actually a cake or are they a biscuit. But actually they were clarified by law as being cakes, because so basically they built a massive Jaffa Cake to prove a point that that the Jaffa Cakes are cakes and not biscuits, and so they didn't actually have to pay for extra VAT, so they were actually classed as cakes and not biscuits. But I mean, I don't even know how I would call it a hybrid of a cake and a biscuit. But yeah, they managed to dodge that and just be completely labeled as cake. So that's that debate completely completely answered. Jaffa Cakes are technically cakes. One of those really petty people, but Noah is so annoying. I am not enjoying reading this. It's just it's like ridiculous, because he's not even doing anything wrong, and he is such an irritant. And it comes to me thinking, wonder why he's still single, because I would not want to go out with this guy. Like, he is just so full of hatred. Like, I can't even enjoy the book. That's how like that's how bad his character is. Like, I'm on page 77, and I'm like, is his character gonna change? Because like, him being still kind of cold towards her at this point is ridiculous, because she's not even doing anything wrong. Like, it's just getting to the point where it's so annoying. So I've been actually reading more pages of the David Cameron's biography than I have touching on this, because Noah is just, he's just causing me so much irritation in me. It's like, really, you get really, like, how long? Like, I know there's some people out there that are so cold, and I've never come across those people, thankfully. But this is just, ugh. So it is coming up to 1 o'clock. So an update. So in this book, I'm on page 103, and then in this book, I'm on page 398. So making good scribes. I don't know if I like this book or not. I think it's just not my target audience, because it's kind of going over the thing where, like, if someone likes you, then they treat you terribly, or they, like, you know what I mean? They're very standoffish, which is kind of like a high schooler kind of thing. It is a young adult, so that's probably why. I mean, it's a cute book, but Noah's annoying, and it's not bad. Like, I don't want to be biased because I don't like the character Noah, but it's kind of hard when he's one of the main characters. But yeah, I mean, it's not bad. I just think it's just not my cup of tea, to be fair. So I love doing these plans on the Bible app, because they're kind of more direct, opposed to kind of like self-help books, if that makes any sense. Like, these like direct you to scripture, which I really like, and the different like lengths and stuff, but they're really good to like meditate on and stuff like that. But I've done quite a few actually. So these are all the ones that I've actually done, and the other ones are the ones that I'm currently doing. But yeah. So if you are a Christian and you don't have the Bible app, like, don't get me wrong, I know most people don't like physical, like, some people don't like, some people only like to use physical, but this app is really good to do like plans on it and stuff. So it is currently 2:30, and I want to start reading Jason Fox Life Under Fire. So at the minute, I want to go through all my self help books that I own and see if I can find any hint of kind of usefulness to them. If not, then I'm just gonna give them away. I did give away The War, actually, that by I can't remember his name now. Middleton. I didn't even finish that one. I think I only got into a few chapters and I was like, I can't. So anyway, so I want to get into this one. I personally just really have how to say, I personally really am a fan of Jason Fox. I think in a previous vlog some time ago I reread his biography, which always pulls at my heartstrings. So I may find use in this one, but as I said, there's no point in keeping these sort of books if I'm not going to find any use for them whatsoever. Like in the previous clip, as I said, I prefer the plans on the Bible app just because it links to scripture. As my TBR is now whittled to nothing, and I am currently reading whatever is on my TBR, I have nothing left, I decided to create another TBR. So as you can see, the way I like to do it is I don't like put just all the new books that I've read that I've bought recently, just because it can look daunting and stuff. So I kind of whittle it down. So for this TBR, I only have 3. So the first one is Control by Hugh Montgomery. This one I've not read before. It's an interesting one, but it sounds like a surgeon that's been doing stuff that shouldn't be doing. Yeah, and I think he basically ends up like, well, it says here, so the blurb says, renowned surgeon Michael Trenchard locks his office door and prepares for a relaxing evening, but what follows is a living nightmare when later he's discovered in a locked-in coma, the victim of an erotic asphyxiation. If you don't know what that is it's a thing where, okay, I might get it completely wrong, but I believe that you get this sort of high in between not getting enough oxygen in your body, but it's a fine line where you can actually kill yourself from doing it. But anyway, I think that's right. If I'm wrong, then correct me. But yeah, but by the sounds of it, it said there's a lot of things that he's done. So in his ruthless pursuit of wealth and success, Trenchard has left a trail of wrecked lives and angry people behind him. So this is going to be a very interesting read. And then a reread is Dan Brown's Deception Point, one of my favourite books. Best Dan Brown book ever. If you've not read it, you need to read it. It is so freaking good. So there's that. And then a new one, which I've not read, is The Lord of the Flies by William Golding. This is kind of one of those secondary school English study things, or maybe not secondary school, I think primary school maybe, or like in between that year. If you're American, you have no idea what I'm talking about, because you guys do totally different school system, numbering, whatever. But yeah, I've never read this, but I saw it and I was intrigued by it, so I thought, you know what, I might as well read it. So yeah, so that's basically my new TBR pile. As I said, it's not that big, but I don't like to stack too much because it ends up being a little bit too daunting, and I don't always have a TBR list, and sometimes I just grow a book that's not even on a TBR list. It just depends on what mood I'm kind of in. So yeah. So the switch to Noah's character in this book is so abruptly, it's not very realistic. I know I reviewed a book where the last finale wasn't very realistic, but I still enjoyed it. But I think if they were going to go heavy on him like being very standoffish and to suddenly change from one night is just very, like, it's not even slowly change. We don't see a slow change, we see like a quick change from what she said what to him one night, and it's just really, like, guess it's probably more abruptly changed because of how short the story is, because it's not that big. But if you're gonna give someone a heavy kind of personality like that, change doesn't happen like straight away. It's gradual, and that's why it's a little bit weird for me. Um, which, don't get me wrong, I hate, this is what I mean. I hated Noah's character at the beginning because I'm like, why are you even like, she's not even done anything wrong. But for this sudden change though, it doesn't kind of fit well. It kind of stands out, like not in a good way, kind of in like a jarring way. It's too, oh, okay, that was a quick change, which is strange. I don't know. It doesn't really kind of mesh together very well. So far, this one is definitely a keeper. It's more like the last one I read by Aunt Militant. It was more kind of like self this, self that, self that. What I do really like this one has more kind of useful kind of guidelines and stuff, and I love how he backs it with kind of stuff that's happened in his life and stuff. So yeah, this one's definitely a keeper. As I said, I've not finished all of it. I've read up to page 69. So yeah, but so far I do find it more of a useful book compared to the last one, which I DNF'd. So this is the final check-in. It is currently going up to 5 o'clock, but because I am going to Churchley, I won't be back till late, and I won't be staying up because I have work early morning at 8 o'clock. And you're probably wondering why. So the last one I missed, so it's Young Adults Connect. The last one I missed, I had 8 o'clock. I had an 8 o'clock start on the Monday, and as you know, I go to the gym before work. So in actual fact, I wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I could not fall asleep. So I made it that kind of thing where it was probably a reason why I couldn't go to sleep, and I should just, just go anyway. If I have lack of sleep, I have lack of sleep. But so I'm actually not missing this one this time around. So yeah, anyway, so that's that story. So anyway, so when in Rome, so this oh, so this one I read up to page 134. I just think this type of story is just not my type of thing. As I said, I really did not like, I don't even remember his name. I really despise Noah. I had pity for Ray Rose, but I just had nothing. I didn't really feel anything. I think his character change was just weird, and out of nowhere he just suddenly changed and lets his defenses go down instead of gradually, which again is a bit weird. But yeah. So on this one, David Cameron, for the record, I've definitely gone more than halfway through, and I've read up to page 430, and then the last check-in on this book, I'm still on that page. So basically that is it for this reading vlog. So bye guys.